Feel the legs pushing up on the set. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. So, has Chris Stuckmann sold his soul to Hollywood? Now, there's many videos coming out. He did a video about, this is a response to, I have to talk about this type of thing with this video. So, Web just released around Valentine's Day. I finally got to saw it. When I made a video previously, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I finally saw it. And I got to be quite honest with you. As a film critic, it is his job to be criticized, not criticized, but it is his job to criticize the film if it's not good. You were quick to criticize Man of Steel for its problem. You were quick to criticize Batman v Superman. You were quick to criticize all these other films back in the day before you got in bed with these people in the film industry. You should still do it. I do believe that he's friends with some of these people in the film industry, not the studio per se, because if it was a studio, he probably wouldn't even address the film. I think he's friends with people in the film industry. I think he's friends with these people. He might know the director personally. He might know somebody, one of these writers personally. I don't know. But you can tell he's friends with these people and doesn't want to hurt their feelings. It don't matter. If you're a film critic, you have to you have to give him the same taste you gave all these other superhero films prior to that, Fan Force Stick and everything else. Because at the end of the day, you telling a studio and you're telling pretty much who makes these type of films don't. Also, he's trying not to attack this film for what it really is. It's a agenda-driven film. The Web, excuse my brain fart right now. The Web film is a agenda-driven film. It's a film about superhero woman. And you probably say that's not bad. Yes, but there's the problematic. Every time you have an agenda-driven film, it doesn't do well. It's not doing well no more. Look at Captain Marvel or The Marvels. It's not doing well. Now, there's a lot of issue with that film, but again, what was that film based around? It's a female superhero film, so it didn't do well. The film had that going against it. All the film had against it, too, is an unknown character. A character of a Spider-Man supporting character. Nobody gives a fuck about Web unless she's used her role properly as the overseer or whatever. Her sitting in that damn chair telling Spider-Man, you have a destiny. That is pretty much her purpose in the goddamn comic books and in the animated series. There's no reason for you to make a film about her. Morbius, I can understand that if you connect it to Blade or Spider-Man. Craven, I can understand it if it's connected to Spider-Man. But these films are not trying to connect to each other. These films are trying to be its own thing because Sony in their right mind thinking, oh, we have Spider-Man, these supporting great characters. We can make films out of them. No, you can't. Venom make more sense because there's comics of Venom being pretty much by himself because Venom is a popular character. There's no story with Kraven the Hunter that has been successful or at lack thereof been successful in the comic realm that made people like, I want to see Kraven. Like, come on now. You got an origin of Kraven and Rhino in the same damn film. Like, who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Knowing these characters work better with Spider-Man. Anywho, I could go on and on about this. But watching that video, just hearing them, and you could clearly see he didn't want to bash the film saying, oh, there's other people doing it. People subscribe to you because you did it before. People have been fans of you because you have done it before. I do think it's disingenuous for him to do that and not say, you know what, look, the film has problems. I'm not going to tear it down like I've done previously before, but I will point out the problems. Hey, it's another female superhero film, which I think people are tired of that, and they're tired of superheroes. You can have that same argument in that same realm if you do that properly. You watch his review, he didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to talk about, oh, this is a studio problem. The studio told the writer that if you don't do what we want, this is the problem. No. Clearly, it's more than a studio problem. It's a director's problem. It's a writer's problem. It's a pretty much an execution problem that all falls on director. If the director said, hey, you got to put a Pepsi product in that motherfucker, do you really think I'm going to put that in the third motherfucking act? No. I'm going to figure this shit out to make sure it's in the movie. That's on her. That's on the writers. That's not on the film studio. The film studio tell you this is what we want. You got to follow it. If you're not good enough director to figure that shit out, that's on you. Now, do I think the studio did meddle in the film? Absolutely. Sony's known for that. But again, the Pepsi product placement, that's not a Sony thing. Ain't no one has came out and said that. Now, again, if it comes out and said that was what it was, cool. They said put a product placement in the film. They never said put it at the end of the film. They always said put it in the film. That's all I got to say on that. Now, again, I could be wrong. And then there'll stuff come out that, oh yeah, well they said that the film was this and the film was that and the film was everything else. And look, at the end of the day, you're a director, you're a writer. Try to make that shit work if you can. If you can't, it is what it is. But, well, as of right now, this film sits at... This is one of the worst superhero, whatever you want to call this goddamn film. I don't know what it is. But it's something that should have been made. This is something that should have went straight to Netflix or Hulu, or someone could have got these rights. They should have left this alone, put money in Craven. That's what they should have done. But again, it is what it is. But I do think Chris Stuckmann has sold his soul to Hollywood, but in a way that he's trying to protect his friends or try to be nicer to his friends who's make these films. And look, I understand you made a film and it's a little bit, you keep saying that you haven't worked under the studio, so you should be more critical of that, of the studio and the director, of trying to figure this out. But again, he's in that bed with Hollywood. He doesn't want to piss off film directors, per se, people who could back him on his next film. Because again, you have to, what they say in Hollywood, you have to play the game. And the game you play is support each other. And that's exactly what he's doing. But there's still a problematic problem. And then before I leave, he wants to end it where he was like, oh, Barbie got nominated for an Oscar. She should have got nominated for director. No, the fuck she shouldn't. No, the fuck she shouldn't. I saw Barbie. Great film, but tell me, where is this film arguably as best director? It's not original. It's IP. Godzilla, then you could say the same thing about Godzilla then. Exactly. Godzilla -1 should have been nominated, but we're not going to talk about that. But I saw the little snub he did at the end where he's like, Barbie should have been. No, man. Oppenheimer was fine. Oppenheimer deserved it. I can watch that film about an atomic bomb over Barbie any day. That's just me. But anywho, I'm over it. As always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day. What do you guys think? You think Chris Stuckmann has sold his soul to Hollywood? Or, it is what it is. I'm out.